Summary of the poem The Voice of the Rain by Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman's poem The Voice of the Rain is a reflective and imaginative conversation between the poet and the rain. In this poem, the speaker asks the falling rain who or what it is, and, quite mysteriously, the rain responds. The rain's reply is translated into words by the poet and reveals a profound connection between nature and poetry. The rain identifies itself as the poem of Earth, suggesting that it is a natural expression of the planet, just as a poem is an expression of the human soul. The rain describes its eternal cycle, how it rises invisibly from the land and sea in the form of vapor, ascends to the sky, and returns to the earth as rain. This cycle is unending and essential, and though the form of the rain changes as it moves through different stages, from water to vapor and back to water, its essence remains the same. The rain nourishes and refreshes the earth, soaking into dry soil and awakening seeds that lie dormant. Without the rain, these seeds would never grow, they would stay latent, unborn. In this way, rain is portrayed as a life-giver and purifier, essential to the continuation of life on earth. The final lines make a beautiful comparison between the rain and poetry. Just as the rain completes its cycle and returns to its origin, so too does a poem. A poem is born from the poet's soul, it travels far and wide, sometimes appreciated, sometimes not, and eventually, it returns to its source, enriching, purifying, and beautifying both the world and the poet's spirit. There is a sense that both rain and poetry are divine, selfless, and nourishing forces. The structure of the poem is quite free and fluid, reflecting the natural and unbounded movement of rain. It consists of a single, long stanza with a parenthetical ending that extends the meaning. The poem is written in free verse, which is typical of Whitman's style. This means there is no fixed rhyme scheme or consistent meter. However, the poem has a natural rhythm that mirrors the gentle, flowing quality of rain itself. The language is musical and soft, with words like soft falling shower, lave the droughts, and latent, unborn creating a soothing sound. The meter varies throughout the poem, avoiding strict patterns. Instead of using traditional iambic or trochaic feet, Whitman relies on the cadence of natural speech. This freedom allows the poem to reflect the unpredictable yet steady nature of rain and reinforces the idea that both rain and poetry are organic and evolving. The central theme of the poem is the eternal and nurturing cycle of nature, particularly rain, and its symbolic connection to poetry. Whitman emphasizes the idea that natural processes are sacred and poetic. He suggests that like rain, poetry rises from the earth, or the poet's soul, transforms through experience, and returns to its origin with a greater purpose, to enrich, heal, and beautify. The poem encourages readers to see the unity between man, nature, and artistic expression. Overall, The Voice of the Rain celebrates the harmony between the natural world and the human spirit, showing how something as simple and constant as rain can hold deep meaning and beauty.
Line-by-line explanation of the poem The Voice of the Rain by Walt Whitman.
Line 1. And who art thou, said I to the soft falling shower. In this opening line, the poet speaks directly to the gentle, falling rain, asking, who are you? This question personifies the rain, giving it human-like qualities. The phrase soft falling shower creates a peaceful and delicate image of the rain. The poet's curiosity begins a conversation between himself and nature. Line 2, which, strange to tell, gave me an answer, as here translated. To the poet's surprise, the rain responds to his question. The phrase strange to tell suggests that it is unusual or even magical for the rain to answer. Whitman adds as here translated, indicating that he is interpreting the rain's natural sounds or feelings into human language, allowing the rain's voice to be understood by the reader. Line 3, I am the poem of earth, said the voice of the rain. In this line, the rain introduces itself as the poem of earth. This metaphor means that the rain is a beautiful, natural creation of the earth, just like a poem is a creation of the poet's heart. It reflects nature's rhythm, beauty, and power to create life, just like poetry does in the human world. Line 4, eternal I rise impalpable out of the land and the bottomless sea. The rain describes its eternal journey. It rises endlessly as invisible water vapor, impalpable, from both the land and the vast, deep sea. The word eternal highlights that the water cycle never stops. The rain emphasizes its role in the natural world, coming from all parts of the earth. Line 5, upward to heaven, whence, vaguely formed, altogether changed, and yet the same. After rising as vapor, the rain moves upward into the sky, heaven, where it becomes part of the clouds. Though its form changes from water to vapor and then back to water again, its essence remains the same. The phrase altogether changed, and yet the same expresses this transformation, a beautiful idea that change doesn't always mean loss of identity. Line 6, I descend to lave the droughts, atomies, dust layers of the globe. The rain now talks about how it falls back to earth. It comes down to wash and nourish dry places, droughts, tiny particles, atomies, and layers of dust that cover the earth. The word lave means to wash or bathe, showing that rain refreshes and cleans the earth. Rain plays the role of a healer and nurturer. Line 7, and all that in them without me recedes only, latent, unborn. This line highlights the importance of rain in bringing life to the world. Seeds lying in dry soil remain inactive, hidden, and unborn unless rain nourishes them. The word latent means something that exists but is not yet active. Without rain, these seeds would never grow into plants, showing that rain is essential for life and creation. Line 8, and forever, by day and night, I give back life to my own origin. The rain continues to explain its purpose. It gives back life to the earth and sea, which are its sources, origin. This cycle happens endlessly, both day and night. Rain is portrayed as a loyal, giving force that nourishes its birthplace again and again, suggesting a deep and eternal connection with nature. Line 9, and make pure and beautify it. Not only does rain give life, but it also purifies and beautifies the world. It washes away dirt and dust and makes nature fresh and vibrant. This shows that rain is not just necessary but also uplifting, it adds beauty and cleanliness to the planet. Line 10, for song, issuing from its birthplace, after fulfillment, wandering. In the parenthesis, the poet draws a comparison between rain and a song, or a poem. A song is born in the heart of the poet, and after being created and shared with the world, fulfillment, it wanders, it may be heard by many, or by no one at all. The word wandering suggests movement and unpredictability. Line 11, wrecked or unwrecked, duly with love returns. Here, the poet says that whether the song is wrecked, noticed, or unwrecked, ignored, it eventually returns with love to its origin, to the poet's soul. This line reflects the journey of poetry, or any form of expression. It may or may not be appreciated, but it always holds a loving bond with where it came from. Just like the rain, a poem completes its cycle.
About the poet. Walt Whitman was born on May 31, 1819, in West Hills, New York, and is considered one of America's most influential poets. He is best known for his groundbreaking poetry collection Leaves of Grass, first published in 1855, which celebrated democracy, nature, love, and the human spirit. Whitman broke away from traditional poetic forms and introduced free verse, a style that does not rely on regular meter or rhyme. His poetry reflected his belief in the dignity of the individual and the unity of all living things. He worked as a teacher, journalist, and nurse during the American Civil War, experiences that deeply influenced his writing. Whitman's language was bold, emotional, and often spiritual, aiming to connect deeply with readers. His work inspired generations of poets and remains central to American literature. He died on March 26, 1892, in Camden, New Jersey, leaving behind a legacy of poetic freedom and humanism.
Hope we summarized it fully and you liked it. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that we are motivated to create more videos.